Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another video. Today we have something special as this is a weapon that I barely see people use in this game. Today we're doing the Scarab and it's one of those pistols that people just don't use, but I'm going to show you exactly why you should always be rocking this weapon. Before we get into it, shout out to these guys. Left some comments on some of my previous videos. And again, make sure to be subscribed to my YouTube and be following my Twitch to be entered into my 300,000 Kmarks giveaway. And with that being said, let's get right into it. So the Scarab is a pistol that you obtain from Osiris, and it's the very first weapon that Osiris gives to you. Since you unlock this weapon super early on, you can use it from basically the day you start playing. This weapon is defined as a pistol, but I see it more as a burst SMG, and I'll tell you why. First things first, this thing has 13 damage, a 15 magazine size, and 17 penetration. That 15 magazine size is really important because that gives you 5 bursts, because this gun does burst in shots of 3, so in 5 bursts you have emptied the whole mag. Later on in the video, you'll see that 15 rounds is the perfect amount of bullets you need to kill someone or even win a fight. In all of my other weapon guides, we go over the best attachments for each weapon, but today it's a little bit different. This Scarab I use with literally nothing on the gun, and it's still absolutely insane. I'm going to show you what the best combo you could be rocking would look like. So if you ask me, these purple attachments that you can craft won't be very helpful on the Scarab, as I use the Scarab as a sniper support weapon. So I open up a fight with the sniper, and then I get in with the Scarab and do the dirty and get the deed done. You'll see in some PvP clips later on in the video that I just solely use the Scarab, but I also use it as a sniper support, and you'll see why it's so good that way. But talking on attachments again, if you did want to rock some type of attachments on this Scarab, there's literally only 2 things that I would say that you could be rocking, and this includes small suppressor, and you also could be using a light converter. This just makes it so it's a silenced weapon and it does a lot more damage than it already does. As we see here, without the penetration mod, it's at 17, but if we add this light converter, it goes all the way up to 19. Again, it's only a 2-point boost, but a 2-point boost is a big damage difference when you're talking about a gun like this Scarab. Again, you could add a light extended, so instead of the gun shooting 15 bullets, which is 3 bursts, you could up it and then it'll be a 20 round magazine, so that adds about 2 bursts or 1.5 bursts. I personally don't think the magazine is even worth, so I honestly wouldn't recommend it, but again, it is up to you guys and how you play and how confident you feel with this weapon. Now I'm going to show you guys my ideal loadout when I'm rocking this Scarab, just because it can be used solely on its own, but I use it as a sniper support weapon, and I'll show you later on why it's so deadly. But let me show you the class I rock with the Scarab. So for this class, it is a very simple loadout. So we start off with a sniper, the C32 bolt action, cheap gun, basically best gun in the game if you ask me. Then obviously we have the Scarab. We're going to be rocking a green bag with white armor. I usually rock a white bag with white armor, but I was feeling a little bit spicy, so I decided to put a green one on. We obviously also have ammo for the sniper rifle. We have ammo for the Scarab, and you might be a little confused here as why I don't just have 15 regular stims, and I'm going to tell you why. A big reason why I bring 1 better stim, 5 blues, 5 greens, and then 2 whites is because my better stims, either my 5 green stims or my 5 blue stims, I solely use for PvP. But sometimes you can come across a Strider or a Rattler that really just ruins your day, and you're gonna have to heal up a little bit, and that's when I use my white stim. So having a good mix is really good, and it's also not that expensive because again, you're only bringing 5 of these green stims in at a time, so that's only 3k if you're buying them flat out, and 300 if you're just crafting them. So now that we know what the loadout looks like, let's go over some of the other things that this weapon has in store. This might come to you as a surprise, but the Scarab is actually really good against the creatures that we find on Fortuna 3. First things first, it 1 bursts Striders if you're up close and personal, and it's a really solid weapon in case you're in a situation where you need to shoot some Striders very quickly. The Scarab is also very good against Rattlers, and if you hit the Rattler in a spot where it hurts them, you're probably going to either 1 burst or 2 burst them. If you carry that light extended mag on you, you can more than likely probably 1 burst them if you're up close and personal. But again, this Scarab is just a weapon to use if you're in an emergency situation. But now that we know how to use the Scarab against these creatures that we find along the way in our journeys, let's see what the recoil is like and see if we really do need attachments for this weapon. So right here, we're going to shoot the Scarab in 3 different ways. The first method is we're just going to spam click it, shoot it as quickly as possible. The second method is going to be us lightly tapping it, so we let the burst go all the way through, let it reset, then shoot the burst, then let it reset, and so on and so forth. And then the last way is that we're actually going to try and control the recoil by pulling down on our mouse and trying to see if we can manage to hit all the circles in the same area. So first things first, let's see how this weapon does when I'm just shooting the gun as quickly as possible. As we see here, I'm just spraying at the wall, and the recoil pattern is not that bad because, again, it is a 3-burst weapon and the recoil is not too terrible. Right here, we're shooting it at a slower pace, but we're still trying to understand how to control this weapon, and since it's such an easy weapon to control, it's really not that complicated to understand. Right here, we're going to really try to hone in and control this recoil, and as you see, the line got significantly smaller than all the other attempts we just had. Going back to the part where I was just letting the gun shoot, as we see, the recoil is tiny. This really has little to no recoil. It's in a very, very small area, so if you can control the gun in this small of a rectangle, you'll be perfectly fine, because again, this is going to be more than likely your secondary weapon. It could be your primary weapon for, say, a white run or something like that, because this gun, again, it shreds up close. You'll see why. But here we go. Again, we're going to try to control this recoil, and as you see, it's super easy, super basic to control. There's really nothing you have to worry about besides shooting and pulling down on your mouse a little tiny bit. So this gun is literally made for everyone to use. Your grandmother would be phenomenal with this weapon. She's phenomenal with a lot of different things, but let's pause on that and just not talk about that. Now let's get into these PvP situations and understand how to use this Scarab as a primary, and then in the very last clip, we'll use it as a secondary to our sniper. But let's get right into it when it's our primary weapon. So as we see here, we're sneaking up on an enemy. He is running towards a door, and I should have honestly sprinted up, got as close as I could, and attempted to kill him in one burst. So right here, I do manage to miss basically every shot I shoot, but no worries. We regroup, and we get back to where he is. I get up on a height. I shoot him 2 times with a burst. I try to rework him, but he gets in a room where it's really hard to hit him, and he shuts the door on me. So now I got to play this a little bit differently. Right here, I open the door and I attempt to peek him, but he's holding this angle so well. I get 2 bursts on him, but he obviously has a manticore, and that gun will definitely shred me from this distance when we're talking about the Scarab versus the manticore. So right here, I take a decision to back up, and at the same time, he decides to run away. So I start to follow him and I start to stalk him. So right here, I knew he was above me because I saw him go here. I knew he was here. I figured he would peek, he would be impatient, and right there, we absolutely shred him. Let's look over that really quickly one more time. Pay close attention to the bullet counter in the bottom right hand of your screen, just because you'll see how many bursts it takes for me to kill him. We have 5 bursts in the weapon, and right there, we basically 2 burst him with a 3 burst just to make sure he's dead. But at that range, we 2 burst him, which was absolutely monumental. Obviously, I hit my headshots with him. Let's see, 1, 2, and basically he was dead. We did shoot a 3rd burst, so give it 2 to 3 bursts in this range to kill him super up close. This time to kill is no joke on this weapon, and I really don't know why people don't use it more often. Keep in mind that this kid had green armor and I only had white armor, so I shredded green armor with this Scarab in half a second. Right here in this next situation, we are stalking someone in jungle. Again, lots of stalking when you're playing solo. This guy drops down. I managed to get a really good headshot on him, and then he starts maneuvering around me. He has a shotgun to play with, so I know I gotta be careful. I only have a Scarab and I have a sniper, but again, we're probably not going to use a sniper in this situation. So right here, I try to group up, try to get my groove back on, get my health up, and try to focus up and kill him, or at least get some good shots on him. So right here, we move up to the back of Crash Ship because I heard he was healing. I push up, I get 1 burst on him, I get 2, he's stuck in a corner, I get 3, 4 bursts on him. And this guy probably does the dumbest move I've seen anyone do in a long time. He runs straight in to poison from a Marauder and just dies. I got him so low with this weapon that he literally died in a second from 1 tick of the poison from the Marauder. Again, when you're using this weapon, use everything to your advantage. I honestly had no idea the poison was there blocking his exit, but I can pretend that I knew it was there, and that was just a complete skill set of mine to push him into the poison. So again, use everything to your advantage and make sure you're in the best situation possible for you to win your gunfight. Now for the final situation, we are going to be using the Scarab as a sniper support weapon, and you'll see why. Right here, we have someone trying to evac here in these distance, and as you can see, they are right here in this little area, and they're just chilling. They don't see me somehow, even though I'm sprinting right up to them. Right here, I decide to play it slowly, kind of hide in the corner, and I did forget an optic for my sniper, so I had to really zone in and hit this guy because he was squirming left and right, and I managed to get a really clean shot on him, and I saw that he only had white armor. So with that body shot, I probably got him close to half health. I don't think I got him to half health, but just fully extend on him. I get some decent shots on him, but then he gets some decent shots on me. I go back, I slide away, and I say, you know what? Screw this. I'm better than this guy. So I push up. I see he drops down, and he's running away, so I get some good bursts on him, and I manage to kill him with 3 bursts from that far. Again, I know he was weak, but I used this weapon as it's supposed to be used. Again, if we go over this again one more time really quickly, I was patient. I used my sniper to its full advantage. I got a good tap on him, so I knew he would be generally weak, and then I make my way up to him again, and I just decide to full-on push. Again, I get 1 burst on him, and then he luckily doesn't get me all the way down to 0 HP, and I just decide, you know what, I got some decent enough shots on him, let me push up, let me see what I can do. I get the final taps on him, and I do successfully manage to get that kill. Again, in that situation, I played it pretty perfectly. Even without a scope on my sniper, I play that situation to a T. Anyways, that's gonna be it for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed. Make sure you are subscribed, and leave me a comment down below, and let me know if you're gonna use this weapon in your future games. Again, I will see you later. Deuce.